Hey guys, Jay here. So, well, it is pretty much universally agreed at this point that this patch 0.20 is the path of Lightning Spear. There's no discussion about it. So, in my humble opinion, well, maybe not so humble, but in my opinion, Lightning Spear is the lamest skill of this patch because it is just so strong and actually kind of straightforward to just try to build. Sure, there are multiple layers of min-maxing that you can do with the Lightning Spear to make it even stronger, but it just fundamentally works really well. So there will not be a Lightning Spear in this list. This is not a list of the strongest, undisputed, like most powerful build in the game, or like all the one-shot bosses, that is the Blood Mage, Rake, Bleed build, none of that, right? These are a list of 7 builds that I think are relatively interesting. First of all, it is very cool. It is off meta for the start, and then also there are cool texts that we can learn from the builds here. I learned a lot of cool things from all these builds, and yeah, I want to share with you guys the list of 7 builds. So first of all, sorry, I still have 0 editing skill, so it's just me switching to a bunch of different YouTube videos from other people. All right.
Now to build showcase.
So first of all,
guide for the Beira's Anguish Infernalist.
this is the Beira's Anguish. This is like the coolest build that I've seen this patch. Period. This is the first time that I see it. This is the first video that I see it. This is from Cooler Peon. And from then on, there are a couple of different variants for this build. I also have one of my own variants that is a 0-button blink auto bomber build, kind of. So this guy started it all, the Beira's Anguish.
In Copper Citadel, and
so it looks like this, right? So
I'll try to.
Sadly, right now. Let me actually lower the voice a little bit. So sadly, right now it is already nerfed very heavily in terms of damage. It is totally still fine for like clearing maps and doing like normal map bosses. But if you want to do like pushing pinnacles and stuff like that, it is going to be like almost impossible. Or you have to use a whole different kind of setup for this kind of build to even make it like a viable option for doing bosses. So anyway, I think this deserved the first mention for this list. This is hands down, again, the coolest build this patch for me. Period. I will leave the link to every single one of the builds that I mentioned in this list in the description. Feel free to check it out if you have not checked it out yet. They're all very cool in my opinion. The one tech that I learned from this one is, well, is what you're seeing here. It's the Beira's Anguish, but also the tech of using the body armor Pragmatism. I didn't even know it existed before, but Pragmatism I think will have a lot more cool application in the future, because GGG mentioned that they are going to tinker around the idea of us having maximum of 6 different charms. And with the game evolving, we will be getting more types of charms, first of all, more unique charms like Beira's Anguish that we are seeing on the screen here. So overall, just maybe we will have like let's just say 6 charms later. So the Pragmatism pretty much becomes like a Mage Blood to some sort, because it just makes all the charm pretty much permanent. Whenever you meet the condition to trigger the charm, it will trigger and you will have the effect basically all the time that you need it. So I think that can be a really, really cool thing. And yeah, shout out to Cooler Peon. This is still, to this day, the coolest thing that I've seen this patch. 0.20, Dawn of the Hunt. Second is this one. This is a Cast on Ignite build. This guy figured out something that I tried to do, but I cannot do it myself. I tried to tinker with almost the exact same idea here, which is using the Whirling Slash to just bring an Ignite that you created from Incinerate. So I think we can bring the Ignite and then use Cast on Ignite to trigger a bunch of spell. Apparently we can. But in normal circumstances, we cannot do it like as fast as what you're seeing here on the screen. He also figured out a tech that just helped him to sustain the mana. It is not like a zero button effortless build, but if you can remake this one with like a blood mage, you will have a no problem with sustaining your skill cost, right? So the one cool tech that we learned from this build is right now in the game, the Flame Wall gem, which is an Ignite ground, which have the text of ignite enemies as through dealing X amount of damage. That apparently can overwrite any amount of ignite that you are doing with other sources. In this case, with the Whirling Slash. So it will take away the current ignite. And then because you are Whirling Slash again, you're Whirling Slashing again, you will reignite them again with the Whirling Slash ignite. So basically, I didn't know that using Flame Wall can actually create that effect. Why is that effect important? Well, because you only gain energy for igniting, for cast on ignite when you ignite an enemy. So if the ignite lasts for like 4 seconds, you cannot apply another ignite to them if it is just the same source of ignite, right? So you need to replace the ignite and then, you know, replace that ignite with a bigger ignite, which is the ignite that you are using in the Whirling Slash. He actually have a way more in-depth way more in-depth explanation in this video. So again, if you want to learn more about it, please go ahead and check it out. I am not really that great at explaining stuff. I have to multi-take a lot of my videos just because of that. Just have to re-record because I didn't make sense to myself. So sorry for that. Anyway, this is a really cool build. Check it out, right? Hungry Boots Gaming. This guy, this build is just pretty insane. So check it out. Again, link is in the description, right? This is number 2. Number 3. This, a lot of people catch on to this, but this is the very first video that I see, and I do believe that is the very first guy that came up with this setup. So this is the Thor Mjolnir build. So you can see, hey, the visual effect just speak for itself. It's just really freaking cool. Just really freaking cool. So what we're learning here from this guy is prior to this current build that we are seeing on the screen, there are quite a few people try to build around this Mjolnir unique item. It has the lightning on hit spell, which require you to do a melee hit to trigger the lightning spell on hit, right? Problem is the weapon does not have a lot of damage. All the people that used the weapon before just used the hammer by itself. They don't have a secondary offhand weapon like this guy. This guy is the first one that I see are using 2 different weapons. One is the Mjolnir, of course, to trigger the to have the lightning on a skill hit or lightning on hit gem. And then the second one is just a big boy mace with as much damage as possible, which means you can bypass the low damage of the Mjolnirs hitting the enemy, so you can just generate more energy and actually can create this kind of effect that you're seeing on the screen here. You just blink around. It is super cool. It works with every single other like spell, but this one, I have to say, just looks the best. And shout out to Holiday. He is not a professional creator. This is just him sharing the build and sharing his mobilitic links. I know that this guy does not even like speak English. I think he has to use a translation. I think he is from Thailand or something, based on some of the things that I noticed in his comment section. So yeah, if you want to check this one out, there's a build guide. There's a boss fight here, but for the build guide, I will have to say maybe right now if you look up Thor POE2, like what I am just pre-typing on the screen here, you probably have some like English-speaking creator that can actually explain the build, the process of how to make the build like functional, right? So this is again a super cool build, insanely cool build. Next one, this is build number 4, right? Yeah, it is number 4. 5, 6, 7. Yeah, true.
Hey guys,
So,
Cal Torak here.
hey, this is the
Today,
familiar
I'm bringing
face.
you an update on my Windancer Titan. Things
This
have changed
tech,
quite a bit since my last
this
video.
is,
I have killed +3
it just
Expedition
looks insane.
and
Again,
+3 Jet,
there's a theme
as
of
well
all
as
the builds
+4
there.
King of the
It
Mist
all
with only
looks
Mage
pretty
Strength.
freaking
I've
impressive,
also killed
right?
+3 Simulacrum. My
So,
survivability is way better. Really, the only thing I die to is
Kautorak.
AFK and
He
poison,
is
or
the
+1
Thorn
delirium
person right
ministry.
now in the PoE
If
community.
you are enjoying the
He is
content, though,
slowly becoming the Pox of Thorn for PoE2. Sadly, PoE1, I don't think Thorn is going to be anywhere good unless they do something really big, really drastic in the next patch 3.26. But I think Thorn in PoE1 is still going to be dead. But if you want to look for Thorn in PoE2, then, well, check out Kautorak. He practically played every single class, or almost every single class to this point, with Thorn build. So, yeah, just every single style of Thorn build that is possible. And this one in particular
make sure you like and subscribe.
is actually Windancer. So it is functionally just like Thorn. You get hit, you trigger the Windancer, it deals damage to an enemy. So pretty much it's like an AoE Thorn, but it's not does not scale with Thorn damage. I do think that he's still going to have Thorn. He does have the scattering scavenger plating thingy to scale Thorn, but this build just helped me to learn attack around the armor explosion and the poison and corrosion gem. So
I'm on a PoE
it just
content
create an
grind
insane
between
amount
launching shows and
of
builds
chain
every
reaction
day.
that is just
This is
destroying
only
the
an
screen.
end-game guide. I already had a level 92 warrior when I tried out this build. If you're wanting me to try leveling
This is
build
Simulacrum,
with a katana,
even.
this video to 500
So
likes.
this is just a
The big
really
change
cool
is I
build.
am no longer using the Vertex helmet. Previously, I mentioned that this build
So
is
if you
pretty
want to check
solid.
out more detail about this build, again, the link is going to be in the description. Again, I don't think he need any more amount of shout out. He is doing very well already, and he is constantly pushing out very quality content here. So check him out, and yeah, I think you'll find a good amount of cool builds here, especially if you are into the Thorn archetype. Next one. This is also very cool. This is from Capis or Capis. I already mentioned this video once in one of my videos. So the main thing here for this build is, you look at this, he is a tank character, but he is having 1 life and 66 energy shield. So yeah, he also have Mind Over Matter and some mana, but it is only like 1000 mana compared to any other mom build out there. It is just basically nothing. 1000 mana is not a lot. What he is using to tank is on the top of the screen here, that corner. My mouse is clicking there. So it is here, it is word. It is sorcery word to be specific. This is going to be his elemental damage pool, basically. He is immune to chaos, and yeah, for physical damage, I think he is stacking like 60k armor or something. So he's stacking armor, it is convert into word, and yeah. The one tech that I also learned from this build that he is using here is actually Trails of Caltrops. I didn't know that we can use multiple sets of Caltrops in one single character, but apparently we can. So every single dodge roll, you can drop like 20, 30 Caltrops at the same time, which is really cool. I make a build around it. If you want to, you can check it out. It is my channel as well. But the link is only going to be for this build in particular in the description. It is just a really cool one, right? Absolutely nobody have built this before, at least on YouTube, that I know of. This is an insane thing. And for clear, you can see with the help of the Trample Toe, he actually have very good clear as well. Sometimes if the monster's density is good enough, it is just going to kill everything, as you can see there. Just going to explode everything. So yeah, another insanely cool build. Check it out. Again, link in the description. I don't know how many times I have already said this, but yeah. Next one. This is another one that is really cool. Alright? This is Thunderous Leap and Voltaic Mark Titan. I think Titan is in a very good spot at the moment. That the hulking form is enabling a lot of cool stuff. So this is Leap. Thunderous Leap. It is the Leaf Slam, but using a spear. And he is also triggering, I do believe, on cast on crit or cast on freeze here. I think it is cast on freeze. He is triggering the Voltaic mark, which is the mark skill that when you kill the marked enemy, they are going to be creating a nova around the character. Not the character, but around the target, and it will explode and deals like a bunch of damage. So yeah, basically he's using that for additional clearing. And just leap around. This is really cool. This is like the Marvel Thor moment, like entering Wakanda, bring me Thanos shit. I wanted to make this build. It is one of the ideas that I want to try, but when I want to respect to the character, I go ahead and I check again on YouTube to see if anyone has done it before, and this guy's already done it. So yeah, kudos to this guy. He made a really cool build. J Mac, go ahead, give him a sub, like I do. All right. And last but not least, this guy. Hey guys, Jay here. So in this video, I want to share with you guys the changes
This is a
that
Shameless.
I made to the Auto Spark character to make it basically.
This is
much better,
very
in my
shameless.
opinion. If this is a
This is just me adding myself into this list. Well, hey, why not, right? It's my video. My world, my rule.
the first time you watch one of my Auto Spark video, if
What
you
a
want to see
handsome
some
man.
gameplay, please, select the section for the gameplay at the end.
Yeah, I need to select the section for the
But
gameplay.
anyway, this is an Auto.
This is just me yapping. Okay. Okay.
For this, by the way.
Hey, this guy even selected some like music. Warcraft 3 music. Very cool. And this is the Blink Auto Bomber build, but with a little bit of twist. So
you can see everything kind
have
of
the
got freeze.
we have a
like,
frozen
immediately and for a
like
very
Elsa
long
thing going
time,
on here.
so
Let it go. All those kind of stuff.
we got freeze, we got chill,
And
we got slow.
what this build
we got
does is we
everything
just
that just
blink
stop
around.
the enemies from trying to hit us.
We just pretty much blink around and everything would die around us.
Nice chaos orb.
Let me see if there's a boss fight in here somewhere. Yeah, there is a boss here somewhere. Yeah. This is just a random map boss fight.
Oops.
And you will see that
So for bosses,
once the loops start going, it will never stop. So if you want to check it out, then I leave the link in the description for my build as well. Yes, this is me.
yeah, just it got frozen, it got shocked, it got
Oh no,
electrocuted,
it's the other way.
Just die. So yeah, that is everything. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Play the game, do not let the game plays you. I said this the second time in this video already. Peace.
Peace.